Phil, so I really wanted to just bring up the question of motivation and why. Why is it you're a successful business person and technologist? Why do you think what are your motivators and why do you think you've become the person you are? What drives you to be so successful?
It's funny when you ask the question because you start with a business person, and I think of myself as a product person,
Okay.
and I think that's pretty fundamental to me. So I think about who our customers are. I'm pretty motivated to try to deliver the best product I can. I think business results just are kind of like the grade you get for how well you build a product.
Yeah.
So I happen to be in a space of gaming and Xbox that's kind of who I am as a person. So it's easy for me to associate with my customers and what I think they want. And I can see when we disappoint and I can see when we delight. And being very focused on who the customer is um, has led us to really build a team that's incredibly customer focused. I mean, you were just in
Yeah.
playing and like trying to figure out if those are a bunch of people who just came in to play a game or those people that are paid to go work on that game. It's not always easy to figure out
Yep.
because they talk like they're fans of the game and they're enthusiastic about it. And that's just always motivated me. I've always been motivated by working on teams that are delivering products that want to delight customers.
Gotcha. And then personally, do you find that you draw your sense of drive from your family, wanting to leave a legacy? What kind of internal motivators do you find are pushing you to do your very best and give your very best to whatever you're working on, whether it's the company or specific products?
Yeah, I think it's changed over time. I started here when I was 20 years old as an intern. I didn't know which end was up or where I was going to go. I was just learning. Like I was in the mode of every day when I came in, whether it was from the people I worked with or what I was working on, I was learning, and I love that. When my wife and I started having kids, we're having our 25th wedding anniversary next month.
Oh wow, congrats.
But when we started having kids, then you start thinking about, okay, your family and obviously trying to do well at the company from a performance standpoint, so you're providing well for your family. My girls are now, my oldest is in college, my youngest is going to be ready to go to college, so I'm kind of on the other end of that now. So it's just, now I would say, I just think about what motivates me. Because like my wife and I are very comfortable with, obviously we've been together for a long time and know each other incredibly well. The girls are going off and creating their own lives, so it's an interesting point in my life where I just start thinking about what do I want to spend my time doing.
Yeah.
And this right here is just a great job that motivates me every day. But yeah, the kind of external motivation I think has changed over the years, as is I guess expected.
Yeah, that's. I find a lot of people. Again, I think personally for me, I kind of hone on family as one of my biggest primary pushes, and that again, telling you my family immigrated here from Africa, and so my parents have worked hard to give me opportunities, and so I don't take those lightly. And so for me, family has been a big thing, and I see a lot of that in a lot of successful people. They keep family in mind, and usually that's number one, making sure they provide. And as you've secured that for your family, you move on to other things, and so it kind of evolves as it goes.
Yeah, and like I said, they kind of find their own way as well. I have two daughters, and it was great working in this team as they were growing up because they or their friends kind of had a natural affinity for what we did.
Yeah.
They like to go to the studios and see how things are built and the art and the sound, and they don't play a lot of games, but they just enjoyed what I did, which I always thought was cool, right? It was great to be able to bring them in and they'd have a good time at Dad's work. That's fun. But you know that I think the family motivation is incredibly important, and I think work-life balance and making sure you take the time to enjoy life, not just enjoy work, because work will suck all the life out of you if you let it. Is important. I also think that internal motivation of what drives you personally, while some people might think it's selfish, I do think is, if you're not centered yourself on what you're doing and why you're doing it and is it fulfilling to you, I don't think there's longevity in that. And I guess guess I've been lucky enough to find something that's kind of ticking all 3 boxes, I guess, of professional growth, product growth, and being able to afford me something with my family that I think is pretty special.
Gotcha. No, that's amazing. Well,
I'm lucky. I'm very lucky. I have the luckiest job in the world. And,
I'm sure you it's more than luck. You've definitely put in the time and worked hard to get where you are. So I think you attribute too much to luck. You more than proving yourself and showing your capabilities. So it's
thinking about that intersection of opportunity, I think when the opportunities come up, there's a ton of luck.
There's a ton of luck in choosing the right one as well too.
Choosing and then jumping on luck when it affords itself, like when it's there, when it makes itself available,
is a big part of it.
That is, and I don't know that there's any math that says like this one's right, that one's wrong. Or I've been asked many times, how do you recognize those opportunities? And
I'm curious what your take is on that question, actually.
And I don't know. Like I wish I had some kind of magic answer. I feel it sometimes. Like it's usually for me personally, it's when I see an opportunity that makes me slightly uncomfortable. That's usually a good thing. Like, okay, well that feels pretty big.
Yeah.
Maybe more than I'm capable of or something. And when I feel that, then I'm like, okay, well I should go really dig into it. Not necessarily jump at it, but like challenge myself to get into a slightly uncomfortable position. And I think like that's a trait. I don't know if that works for everybody, but if I look back at the times I've jumped on luck,
it's been when you challenge yourself.
Yeah, and to a point where like I'm not sure. I started as a dev, and then all of a sudden somebody asked me to run a product group, and I was like, okay, now we got to manage marketing, and I have to manage program management. I don't know if I can do. Like I was a dev manager. I managed, and I didn't know if I wanted. Like it was both sides. I like writing code. I like being involved in the development process. So anyway, I think I say luck, and I don't mean it in a demeaning way. I mean it because I think those opportunities open up, not for everybody, to be completely honest about it, but when those opportunities open up for us,
it's part luck to recognize them and jump on them.
Yeah,
I completely see what you're saying. I think that's a good segment to end on.
Okay.
I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I know you've been more than gracious in giving me enough
of your time. It's great meeting you and get to spend the time with you. And watch you play video games.
All right. Thank you so much, Phil.
No problem.